Hands down, I think one of the most important things, along with being flexible, going with this series is to make sure that I'm listening to my body and to make sure that I'm feeling the weight. Now, I mentioned a few days ago that the weight in my garage, for whatever reason, even though it's a lot lower weight, feels a lot heavier than the weight that I do at the fitness center. And mind you, for those of you who have not seen the video, I was squatting, well over more than 100 pounds at the fitness center versus what I have here in my garage. And I think a lot of factors have to do with this. I think that this is a somewhat of a mental wear and tear, a physical wear and tear. Of course, I'm going to be tired. This is day 21 of squatting every day. Granted, I don't squat on Sundays, so there was no video yesterday. But I also think it was a mental thing. I was with people at the fitness center. There are people around. Maybe my subconscious feels like I need to do more. But I also like to feel the weight. I felt a lot better at the fitness center than I do in my garage, or than I have in my garage. Don't get me wrong, I felt good while lifting at home here, but I felt that one day I went to the fitness center, that was the best I felt in a long time lifting weights. But aside from that, I need to continue to feel the weight. I don't really count how many reps I'm doing anymore. I don't really count how many sets I'm doing. If it hurts and I feel like I can't get recovered in a few minutes, or 4 or 5 minutes, I say, okay, maybe I need to dial it back and be done. And that's what you will see here today. I think I only did maybe 2 sets of front squat and 2 sets of back squat, all at the same weight. And I just listened to my body. My body said, you're tired, you're sore, be done. And I said, you got it, body. Now today was a rainy day, so it's kind of fun. I've got a little clip coming up here. And the sight's not beautiful, but the sound is beautiful. Now, as I said, our back alleyway is not the most beautiful thing to look at, but that sound is just, it's heavenly, really, the birds and the rain and the trees. Now, being from the Pacific Northwest, I'm used to the rain. I always hated the rain. That was one of the most exciting parts about moving here to the Midwest, is I was like, I'm going to escape the 300 days of rain we get a year. And yeah, I am a little over exaggerating, but that's what it felt like in Oregon, where I grew up. But now that I've been here in the Midwest for coming up on 5 years, I really enjoy the couple rainy days that we do have here in Kansas. They're beautiful. It rains hard. It doesn't rain for too long. It's just beautiful. Makes you appreciate the beautiful creation that God has made. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. But first, we have the verse of the day coming up here. So I'll let this clip play out and we'll have the verse of the day, and then I'm going to talk about God's beautiful creation. John 10:10. The thief's purpose is to kill, steal, and destroy. My purpose is to give them a rich and satisfying life. Jesus said that, and we went over that on at church yesterday. And I thought that was really cool because my friend Kieran and we had recently just been talking about that verse, and he's actually considering getting that verse tattooed on him. Well, for the rest of this video, the rest of the 4 minutes, I wanted to talk about why medicine is a field that I have wanted to pursue. Not only do you get to help people when they're most vulnerable, which I think is amazing. Being able to help people at all is a blessing in and of itself. But you hear people's testimonies and people talking about how, when they're driving on the highway and they see just this beautiful open horizon or lots of trees in the mountains or a snowy forest, whatever it is for that specific person, they just think, wow, God made all this. God did this. Yeah, he did do all that. And frankly, he did that before he ever made a human. So that moment where people are looking at this beautiful horizon or whatever it is to them, and they are just such in awe of the beauty that God has created. That's the way I feel about the human body and anatomy and physiology and pathophysiology. That's how I feel, I think. Well, I guess maybe not so much pathophysiology. That's more of a satanic thing rather than a God thing. But when you look at the human body, at least when I look at the human body, that's the same reaction I have. You know, when I was in the cadavers or when I was in anatomy lab and looking at the way the body was created, I think to myself, I mean, this is pure beauty. And this is what God formed. He formed it from the mud. He formed all these tiny nerves and tendons and muscles and bones to all serve one greater purpose. And as it says, I believe it's in Matthew, he says, and in Romans, he says, you know, each body part serves together to create the function of one, right? Each individual part is useless by itself, but all the parts together create this beautiful image of humanity, of a human, of what God created. And that to me is the horizon. That to me is the snowy forest or the mountaintops, is the beauty of the human body. I mean, who else in a world would be able to create such an intricate thing? Nobody. And that's why medicine ultimately is one of the reasons that I wanted to pursue. And, you know, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a podiatrist. I'm nothing special. I'm a nurse. You know, nursing, a lot of what we do is a lot of hands-on care, just kind of, in a sense, slave labor to whatever the doctor orders. But we are also, being a nurse, I feel like we are at the forefront of getting to see the body at work. And to me, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, you think of the bones in the inner ear, right? There's 3 tiny bones that allow us to hear everything we hear. High pitch, low pitch, deep rumbling, whatever it is. Without those 3 bones, those tiny, tiny bones, I think altogether those 3 bones are about the size of a nickel, maybe even a dime. And without those 3 bones, you can't hear. I mean, you could hear. They do put in, you know, prosthetic ones. But that to me is the beauty of God's creation. It's us. And I think that's why people are so important. That's why I think forming relationships is way more important in this life than anything you can do. There's nothing as important as the people we are around, as the people we see every day, as even the stranger on the side of the road. Even just a smile, a wave, a hello, a how's it going can change people's day. And you know why that is? Because God made us in the most intimate fashion he could. He made us all so unique and complex that us working all together as a whole is where the real beauty comes in and what he designed. Well, that's all I'm really going to talk about for today. I really enjoyed lifting in the rain. I thought it was kind of fun. I propped open the garage door for the dogs there. They loved it. They did pretty good. They didn't go run out and chase any squirrels or anything, but today's day 21. It's Monday, so I will see you guys tomorrow for day 22. I feel bad because after day 20, I realized the next day, oh my gosh, it's Sunday, so I didn't lift. And I said, I'll see you tomorrow, but I lied. I'm sorry. But I will see you guys tomorrow for day 22. God bless you.